All right, imagine this. You're waist deep in murky water, the air is thick, mosquitoes are throwing an all-you-can-eat buffet on your arm, and somewhere, just beneath the surface, two unblinking eyes are locked onto you. Oh yeah, you've just stepped into the domain of one of the planet's most ancient and efficient predators, the crocodile. But here's the kicker. It's not alone. Swamps and wetlands are home to some of the most cunning, brutal, and downright nightmare-inducing predators you'll ever encounter. So grab your boots, your bug spray, and maybe a little courage. We're diving headfirst into the deadly world of crocodiles and their equally terrifying neighbors. Let's start with the king of the swamp, the crocodile. These armored giants are living fossils, with ancestors dating back hundreds of millions of years. Now, I know we said no evolution talk, so let's just say crocodiles were designed by someone who clearly didn't mess around. First things first, they are absolute units. Saltwater crocodiles, the largest of the bunch, can grow over 20 feet long and weigh more than a grand piano. But size isn't even their scariest feature. No, that honor goes to their jaw strength. A croc's bite clocks in at over 3,700 pounds per square inch. To put that in perspective, that's like having a pickup truck parked on your arm. And once those jaws snap shut, game over. Crocodiles don't chew, they death roll. Picture this. A crocodile grabs its prey, clamps down and starts spinning like an underwater tornado. This gruesome maneuver isn't just for show, it's a bone-snapping, limb-tearing dance of doom. But don't let their lazy, sunbathing demeanor fool you. Crocodiles are ambush predators, masters of patience. They'll float motionless for hours, blending perfectly with the murky water, waiting for the perfect moment. And when that moment comes, boom. It's like an explosion of teeth, muscle, and primal power. But crocs aren't the only apex predators lurking in swampy shadows. Oh no, my friend, the wetlands are stacked with dangerous players. Next up, the anaconda. Okay, confession time, snakes are already nightmare fuel. But anacondas, they're on a whole different level. Found in the swamps of South America, the green anaconda is the largest snake in the world by weight and girth. These guys can grow over 30 feet long and weigh as much as a small car. Now, unlike crocodiles, anacondas don't have razor-sharp teeth or bone-crushing jaws. Instead, they're constrictors. When they strike, they wrap their muscular coils around their prey and squeeze. And squeeze. Until the poor victim literally can't breathe anymore. And here's the terrifying part. Anacondas aren't picky eaters. Capybaras, caimans, wild pigs, even jaguars are on the menu if they're feeling ambitious. But despite their reputation as cold-blooded killers, anacondas are surprisingly stealthy. They can lie submerged in water for hours, with only their eyes and nostrils peeking above the surface. Basically, if the swamp had ninjas, anacondas would be wearing black belts. Now let's turn our attention to a predator that's often overlooked but equally formidable, the alligators. Wait, aren't alligators just diet crocodiles, you might ask? Absolutely not. Sure, they might be a bit smaller on average, and their snouts are more U-shaped than V-shaped, but alligators are every bit as dangerous. And here's a fun fact. Unlike crocodiles, alligators are more tolerant of cooler temperatures. So while crocs are chilling in tropical climates, alligators are out there in places like Florida and even parts of China, just vibing. But don't let their more laid-back nature fool you. When food is scarce, alligators turn into opportunistic hunters. Fish, birds, turtles, and yeah, sometimes even the occasional deer. Nothing's off the menu. Oh, and let's not forget about the alligator's death stare. Those unblinking eyes, glowing just above the waterline at night. Yeah, that's the stuff of horror movies. But swamps aren't just about reptiles. Nope, there's another contender for the title of Swamp Overlord, the jaguar. Now, jaguars aren't exclusive to swamps, but in regions like the Pantanal in Brazil, they've become elite swamp assassins. You see, most big cats hate water, not jaguars. These spotted powerhouses love it. They swim, they stalk, and they hunt, right in the heart of the wetlands. And here's where it gets interesting. Jaguars have one of the strongest bites of any big cat. Their teeth can puncture a crocodile's armored skull. Yes, you heard that right. A jaguar can crack a croc's head open like a peanut shell. They're fast, they're powerful, and they're fearless. Jaguars are one of the few predators willing to go toe-to-toe with crocodiles and actually win. So, if you're keeping score, swamp predators 4, humans, probably running away screaming. But hold up, we can't forget about the sneakiest swamp predator of them all, mosquitoes. Yeah, I know. Compared to crocodiles, snakes and jaguars, mosquitoes seem underwhelming, but these tiny vampires are arguably the most dangerous creatures in the swamp. Why? Because they're disease factories. Malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, you name it, mosquitoes spread it. And they do it in silence, usually while you're busy swatting at one hand, while 3 others are sneaking in for a bite. Every year, mosquito-borne diseases claim hundreds of thousands of lives worldwide. So, while crocs and snakes make the headlines, mosquitoes quietly rack up the body count. But swamps aren't just death traps. They're also incredibly important ecosystems. Swamps act as natural filters, cleaning water by trapping pollutants and absorbing excess nutrients. They're also carbon sinks, helping to regulate our planet's climate. And despite their intimidating residents, swamps are teeming with life. Fish, frogs, birds, and countless insects all call these wetlands home. The predators we've talked about today, crocodiles, anacondas, jaguars, and even mosquitoes, play crucial roles in maintaining balance. Take one out of the equation, and the whole ecosystem could collapse. So yeah, they're scary, but they're also kind of heroes. Alright, let's recap. Crocodiles are basically living tanks with jaws strong enough to crush bone. Anacondas are stealthy underwater constrictors who aren't afraid to tackle prey twice their size. Alligators? Silent, swampy snipers with a serious attitude. Jaguars? Spotted assassins who hunt crocs for fun. And mosquitoes? Tiny agents of chaos quietly running the swamp underworld. It's a wild, brutal, and fascinating world out there in the wetlands. So next time you find yourself staring into the murky waters of a swamp, remember, it's not just mud and plants down there. It's a kingdom ruled by some of the most fearsome predators on Earth. Stay curious, stay cautious, and maybe stay on dry land. Because in the swamp, you're not at the top of the food chain. Now, who's ready for a swamp expedition? Don't worry, we'll bring extra bug spray.